his face, and I rest on his unchanging grace. In every high and stormy gale, my anchor holds within the veil. 'Cause my anchor holds within the veil. And Christ alone, and cornerstone, weak made strong in the Savior's love, and through the storm. And He is Lord, Lord of all. And Christ alone, and cornerstone, and weak made strong in the Savior's love, and through the storm. And He is Lord, Lord of all. Lord of Christ alone, and cornerstone, weak made strong in the Savior's love, and through the storm. And He is Lord, Lord of all. When He shall come with trumpet sound, Omega then in Him be found, dressed in His righteousness alone. Faultless stand before the throne. Faultless stand. Faultless stand before the throne. And Christ alone, and cornerstone, weak made strong in the Savior's love, and through the storm. And He is Lord, Lord of all. And Christ alone, and cornerstone, weak made strong in the Savior's love, and through the storm. And He is Lord, Lord of all.
Hi, my name is Ivet Fortun. I was born in La Habana, Cuba. Since I was a little child, I grew up in a family where witchcraft was very prevalent. Even though my mom was a nurse, she was involved into witchcraft, and my dad was a priest. He was a witchcraft priest in Cuba. He was very well known for working with spirits and doing all kinds of rituals. Growing up, I saw many rituals with animals, people drinking blood, people getting cut in their skin, a lot of things that I don't even want to go into details. And to cut a long story short, in 1994, we left Cuba in a raft, looking for that freedom. My dad stayed behind, but my mom and my brother, we came over. And as soon as we landed in Miami, it was like a whole different world. So we just took off running. We started doing the American thing, right? Doing everything that you could to get ahead in life. So eventually, many years later, I ended up in Hollywood. I ended up being an actress and a model. For many years, I struggled with loneliness, struggled with anxiety, just partying up. Thank the Lord, I never got into any type of drinking and drugs. I believe the Lord sheltered me from that. Since I saw my dad being an alcoholic, I always stayed, even though I was in the middle of all of that environment, I always stayed away from drugs and alcohol because I saw my dad struggle throughout his life with it. But I did everything else, all the partying and all the loneliness, all the emptiness always followed me. So after many years of failed relationships, failed marriages, I got married twice and I got divorced twice. One day, I got a very mysterious illness. I went to more than 7 doctors. No doctor could tell me what was wrong with me. I even went to Mexico to get tested. So after 7 months of going through a living hell, I was devastated. I was a whole different person from what people knew. You will see my pictures or my videos of being a model. 7 months later, I looked like a homeless person. I looked totally devastated. I was losing my mind. I was paranoid. And eventually I just kept going deeper and deeper. In my mind, I figure, okay, I'm sick. I'm going to go look for a witch doctor. This is what people did when they went to see my dad. If they were sick, they would go to the witchcraft master. So I went to see a priest, a witchcraft priest, and El Brujo did his rituals, got all kinds of money from me, but I kept getting sicker and sicker and sicker. And then eventually I tried different things from new age stuff like Reiki massages, going to visualization. I went through so many things just to try to get my healing. And eventually a friend of mine told me, Ivet, you have tried everything. Why don't you just get a Bible? So I went on and I said, I never grew up knowing anything about not even Catholicism, not even Christian, anything. My world, my background was witchcraft. That's all I knew. So when she told me about the Bible, I was like, okay, fine, I'll get a Bible. So when I got the Bible and I opened it, to me, it was like a math problem. I had no idea what it meant. But I kept it. I would sleep with it. And eventually one day, going through Facebook, I found the salvation prayer. And I just went ahead and I prayed it. After I prayed that prayer, I just started bawling. I was just crying, laying on the floor. I believe I was there in my room for like 45 minutes. So I was sick, I was lonely, I was by myself. And the Holy Spirit just touched me. It was like an unbelievable experience. And a few days later, as I was praying in my room, I was walking around and praying, I just felt as if a bucket of hot water just poured over me. And I started shaking. And I just fell on my knees. And all of a sudden, I just had this rush of love. You can't even describe it. And a few months later, a sister at a church, she told me that was the baptism of the Holy Spirit. It was an amazing, amazing experience. Right after that, my whole life changed. One day I was reading the Bible, I opened it, and I understood it. And the Lord showed me Matthew 5:32. And right there and then, I realized that I was in sin. Believe it or not, I didn't even know what sin was. This is how deep into the occult I was. I had no idea what sin was. And when I read that Bible verse, I realized that I was in sin. I decided to get out of my sin, leave my life behind. And right after that, my whole life changed. Eventually, I became a Christian. I got baptized at a WW&W because I didn't even have a church. But when I saw a WW&W event, I went with it. I got baptized there. And even though I didn't have a church, I was just looking for God, searching for him. And eventually I landed at Trinity Church. I love this place. As soon as I walked in, I felt the Holy Spirit. I've been here for a little bit over 2 years, maybe close to 3. I love my pastors. I love my brothers and sisters. And I love being here. Thank you.